Real life street stars. Know what time it is.
Real life street stars, man. We got our lawyer in here, the real life lawyer. Larry, what's up, man?
Man, not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot. How you doing?
I mean, I'm doing all right, man. There's a lot of crazy things that are happening right now, and it's back to back. And I just had to grab you and just get your legal take on this, man. So what I want to kind of start with is Yella Beezy murder for hire.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw that, what did you say to yourself?
First thing I said was jail calls. I said jail calls are involved, right? Because if it's murder for hire, um, as a police officer investigating it, how do you know and where do you go to find out who he paid to do the hit? You don't necessarily have that blueprint. But what you can do is you can sit down, you can listen to these jail calls of people who you think might be involved, the people who you feel are definitely involved, and listen to who they're talking to and what the chatter is. And usually when you have a case like that, the police don't have anything. And so those jail calls become extremely important.
Why 5 years later?
I think I said it before. I said this particular DA doesn't do knee-jerk reactions. He's very methodical as far as how he and his staff goes about doing things, and they weren't just going to jump out there too early. They were going to make sure that their investigators did their work, and they had something solid. And when he felt that it was a solid case, then they were going to react.
And compared to like murder, how serious is murder for hire as far as the like law is concerned?
I mean, when you think about the different levels of how homicide takes place, you and I can get into a fist fight, not you and I, right? Not you and me, but me and that dude right there. We might get into it, and it's mutual combat. I hit him, he falls, he dies, right? And so now, depending on the situation, it's just a homicide. That one, the loss of life is always serious. But then when you start ratcheting up the levels, that's one way. Now, if I go out and shoot him because I'm angry at him, is that a crime of passion? That's another thing. But then if I go out and shoot him for money, now I'm getting into the first degree because now I have plotted, planned, and not just deprived him of his life, but deprive him of some kind of property. This one is you actually working with others in concert and paying money to kill someone. So it's extremely serious because you have a bunch of people in play. And so now you really, if you think about it, you don't have just one murderer, you have multiple murderers. Because if I'm willing to say I want you dead, that means I'm also potentially willing to kill you. But then if I bring in other people who are working with me to kill you, now I have a group of murderers who are running around Dallas County.
Could he be considered for like a RICO type of situation because they're saying that he facilitated all these people XYZ?
Most definitely. We kind of talked about this before. When you start getting multiple parties involved, and then what really brings the feds in is when you start using interstate commerce, when you start using things like PayPal, Cash App, things that move money around that involves, you know, interstate transit, and that's considered. The internet is considered part of that, right? Wire transfers, anything that goes over those digital lines, then you open yourself up for even more serious crimes or accusations.
So I think he was charged with capital murder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the worst.
Right. That is, you're looking at life without the ability of parole or the death penalty.
Right. I'm gonna pick up. I forgot my train. Oh, okay.